right. Man, what a win. You know, that was a hell of a job by our players and our coaches, man. That was a total team effort. We talked about it. You know, what we were going to need going in, the style that we needed to play with. And you know, we wanted that defense just cut it loose. Just go play, man. Effort, finish. And man, they did that. You know, God, they did that. It's a hell of a job by AG, and those guys just laid it on the line, man. We call them the Northern Savages. Just roll right in the door, man, in the game. It's a hell of a job. And then our offense, you know, we knew they were going to need to carry the load. You know, you need to carry a little bit more of the backpacks and such, and man, we did that. You know, they did that, stepped up in a big way. And it was a number of guys really made plays for us across the board, you know, and it took everybody we had on offense. And, you know, Goff had another big game. TP was big. You know, Laporta made some big plays for us. So, you know, look, you can go down the line, but, man, I was proud of them. And, you know, I just love the fact we just find a way, man. And you feel like the narrative, you know, the narrative going in, man, we weren't buying any of the stuff about where we were at. And no excuses. And our guys knew where we were at. We don't need to talk about being tough. We don't need to talk about being resilient. We live it, and it's what we are. And, man, we just proved it again. Proud of our guys.
Just take us through when you felt that it was important to keep that first down and find my arm that clock out that way.
I just, you know, I felt like we needed to end it on offense, you know, and I did not want to give that ball back, and I believed we could get that. I believed we could convert, you know, and I trusted that O-line. I trusted David, and they came through for us. It's a hell of a call by Ben, you know. It just, I knew how I wanted to play this game. The team knew it, and everything in me told me that let's finish this, and so we did. He's an athlete. He got that thing handed off. And David did the rest. It was great.
Were there any questions in your mind after you failed to get the fourth down earlier in the third quarter, as far as
no, none? And look, I told the guys knew, players knew, coaches knew. Listen, don't ride the wave. You know, we could be up 2 scores, we could be down 2 scores, but just because we're one or the other, we got to play our style of game going in, what we felt like we needed to do, what I felt like we needed to do. And so that meant the risk was there. And, you know, and you fell in negative territory, you're trying to hold them to a field goal. But I knew that was how I wanted to play that team, with where we were at.
Dave, you have won so many different ways this season. The way you just won this one with so many guys injured, you just said no excuses. How do you describe this one?
It's just sweet. I told the team this will be one of those you never forget. I was telling Goff pregame, I said, man, you played all these games. You had this long career. You know, and I'm sure there's some you don't remember everything when you've played as long as. And I think a lot of it is just that, what we've had to overcome, the hand we were dealt. And I just love the fact our guys don't make excuses, man. They just find a way. And everybody on this team believed we were going to win that game, and we were going to find a way. And we did it again. We did it again. Guys did it.
So having to deal with what you dealt with your defensive players, did you know going in that you would go on fourth down more than you ever have, every chance you get, just so you possess the ball more?
Well, I knew that if we needed to do that, I was prepared to do that. You're hoping you don't get into them. You don't have to get in the fourth. You convert on third if it comes to that. But we were prepared.
What helps your conviction in those moves?
Yo, the lies so that you never make it. Hopeless, so it seems. Eyes closed, hands open wide to embrace your dreams. Sometimes you gotta take a loss just to get the win. Like lies of sin was popping in like oxygen when boxes win. Focus on the mental, never lose like a smooth instrumental. Better choose on the move in a pinto. Choose what I get to, never lose smooth on the move, but it's simple. Never give up and we running it maybe. We just keep winning, we conquering daily. Envision and pay me, it's never to sway me. Indigenous, maybe we winning this crazy. Your opportunity, your opportunity, your opportunity, it's your opportunity, your opportunity, your opportunity, your opportunity, it's your opportunity, your opportunity, your opportunity, your opportunity, it's your opportunity, your opportunity, your opportunity,
Yeah. Welcome one, welcome all, ladies and gentlemen. It is the Lion Villain Report. And I am your host. It's your boy, Russell Wayne, in the house. And we are here Saturday. It is December the 7th. And we are here to talk some Lion football. We are broadcasting live into the Lions Villain Squad Facebook page, which we are proud to say now that we made it over 60,000 villains right there, and we want to thank you from Leon Phelps. I had some lady friends over at my house the other day while we was watching the Lions versus the Packers, and I'm just telling you, it works very, very well, if you know what I mean. Thank you for following the Villain Squad and the Detroit Lions football team. We're broadcasting live into the Detroit Lions News podcast right there with Joe Chapp, JC Sports Network on YouTube. Thank you. And we are on YouTube at Lions Villain Squad. Thank you to everybody that is out there in support of the undrafted free agent of sports podcasting. And that would be the Villain Squad right there. And thank you, everybody, for your support, because it's faith, family, and then football. We use football to spend time with our family and create memories. We don't let football use us. We're brought to you by NFL Shop. NFL Shop. You can use the link in the comments to get up to 30% off of your order from our affiliate marketing partners over at NFL Shop right there. If you want to partner with the villain like NFL Shop and you want to be guilty by association and be part of our 6 shows per week, you can get a hold of Main Event Mike. Yes, that's Main Event Mike's phone number right there, 810-620-2167. That's 810-620-2167, and that will get you in touch with Mike, and you can find out how, if you want to partner with the villain, if you own a business in the Michigan area and you're a Detroit Lions fan, that usually works the best when it happens like that. So good morning to you all. Most importantly, join the conversation like these lovely people in the comments right now. Yes, the central scrutinizer is in the house. You like that? I got to get that up there. We'll put it up here like that right there. That's right. That's right. We got Jeffrey Addison in the house. Henry Gray's in the house. Oh, good. Yes, Jay-Z says all the woulda, coulda, shoulda from the people in the past about Detroit won this game better than the decades shoulda, woulda, coulda in the last Lions game, in the last lost Lions game. This is different. I can't read today, Jay-Z. I am so sorry, but thank you for joining the show. John's up in the house. Thank you, John. Good morning. Good morning to you. Good morning. It's the fate. We'll be playing these cheeseheads early next year. If it's fate, I don't care. Bring on that. Bring on that team. Really? You want to play us again? I mean, you had every reason to beat us, Green Bay Packers. You had every reason. And now you're out here crying about the referees. And it's, I mean, it's really funny to me. I mean, I watched the show. I watched it. Did you watch it? I definitely watched it. And I saw a Detroit Lions offense that couldn't be stopped by the Green Bay Packer defense. You know, they were pretty good at stopping the run at the beginning. But I want you, I can't believe I get to do this right here. This is so fantastic. And from the Locked On Packers Network, and I know that some of you may have heard it, but I wanted to share it with you guys just because this is so fantastic. This is so fantastic. I have to share this with I have to share this with you, and it's so wonderful, and I want you guys to revel in it, and I want to revel in it with you. So, without further ado, here you go.
The Green Bay Packers got absolutely robbed on Thursday Night Football. We're live on YouTube.
You are Locked On Packers, your daily Green Bay Packers podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
You are Locked On Packers, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. I'm Peter Bukowski, and I cover the Packers for The Leap, a newsletter I would love for you to subscribe to. Follow me on Twitter.
Probably won't be doing that.
Follow the podcast on Twitter, Locked On Packers. Like us on Facebook. Subscribe to the podcast, iTunes, Spotify, Google Podcasts, wherever you find podcasts. You will find Locked On Packers, the #1 Packers podcast on the internet, and the show for fans who know what happened. They want to know why and how. Today's episode of Locked On Packers brought to you by our fans at FanDuel. Big returns on FanDuel. New customers can place a $5 bet, and you'll get started with $150 in bonus bets if you win. Appreciating. I hate.
Sorry about that. I didn't have it queued up very well.
I freaking hate complaining about officiating. I hate it. I hate it. It is so lame. It is so lame.
You're right, Peter. You're right, Peter. It's really lame to talk about officiating after your team lost. I want you to hold this L for me. Hold this L for me, but let me allow you to continue.
It's so stupid that we have to come on here and do this. But the reality is, that's what happened in this football game. It was big call after big call after big call after big call. Missed, going the wrong direction. A touchdown because Keyshawn Nixon is clean up the middle. Gets grabbed. No call. Jordan Love smacked in the face. Clear as day. No call. They showed a replay. They highlighted Amon-Ra St. Brown taking Xavier McKinney's helmet off. Clean shot to the helmet. No call. And on that last offensive possession by the Packers, that offensive pass interference was absolutely garbage. Terrible. Trash all game long. It wasn't even a pick play. Learn ball, officiators. Learn ball. It was supposed to be a screen to the opposite side. Jordan Love has to roll to his right to find Josh Jacobs. It was not in the play call for him to go pick the safety who has to come out late to the running back. These sorts of plays happen every time. And if you're going to call that one, then you have to call the one against Keyshawn Nixon late in the game. It was just not an even playing field. And I'm not going to accuse anybody of fixing matches. That part of it is stupid. This is the Hanlon's razor. Do not ascribe to malice what can be more easily explained by incompetence. The NFL officiating is just this bad.
I mean, is this guy going to be working tomorrow? I mean, how embarrassing for the Packers fan base right now to have this guy representing them at all. I mean, if I were Locked On Packer, I'd be firing this guy. I mean, really, this is a full-scale meltdown. This is a meltdown in front of every. I mean, that's. If I'm a Packer fan, I don't want to see people complaining about that type of stuff. I mean, you're looking at that. There's penalties right there. 7 penalties for 59 yards for the Packers and 7 penalties for 56 yards on the Packers. So what are we really talking about here? What are we talking about here? You're gonna say that it was completely one-sided officiating over 3 yards? You talking about non-calls? No calls? There's plenty of no calls in that game. That call that they had on Frank Ragnow to put us back at 1st and 20 was horrendous. The call in the back of the end zone on Terrion Arnold. I think that he's getting targeted just to watch him extra close. I mean, there's plenty of bad calls in that game. I'll agree with you that there's bad calls in the NFL all over the place. But to say that your team, I mean, oh my gosh. Quit your crying. Quit your crying. Packer fans don't know how to lose. They don't know how to lose. They don't know how to take the L. You got outplayed. You got outplayed in every category. You can't even take moral victories, Green Bay Packers. Honestly, I think that the ass whooping that we put on you in your own spot was worse than this one. And you guys outgained us. I'll take any kind of moral victory. Now you have no moral. You have nothing to stand on. So you're going to complain about it. That's your play? You're going to complain about officiating? Really? You're going to be out here complaining about officiating? What are you doing? What are we doing here? This is you right now. What are you doing? Officiating?
But it wasn't enough because they had to overcome. It hasn't cost the Packers this year, but it has been this bad all season.
Sorry about that.
For years, it has been this bad. The Packers in this football game averaged 6.6 yards per play. The Lions, 5.1 yards per play. Turnovers, even. Penalties, even. Except a slew of them not called. The Packers, especially in the second half, well outplayed the Lions. And the officiating. Again, I hate this. I hate it. Get mad in the comments, Lions fans. Fine. Get mad. Cry. I get it.
Wait, whoa, wait a minute. Wait a minute. That's a great place to freeze his stupid face. Wait a minute. Feel free to cry in the comments. You know why I wanted to play this through here? Because this dude's trying to get clickbait. And I'm not doing this for clickbait. I'm just doing this to make fun of it. I mean, please leave some comments in there. But I mean, you want you think the Lions fans are crying in your comments? It's not us, Peter. It's not us, Packer fan. It's not us that needs a dose of reality. It's not like we have to subscribe to your crazy way of thinking that you're out there getting screwed over by the referees. You're talking to a team that you beat on a Hail Mary from a ghost penalty call. But this wasn't even egregious. This was even officiating. There wasn't any uneven officiating. Stop doing pick plays. Oh, you took a touchdown away from. No, we didn't. You did an illegal pick play and it got called on you. You have to at least pretend that you're running a route. Wow. Unbelievable. Oh, this is so fun. So fun.
This too. I wish this game had been decided on the football field, but that's not what happened.
Oh, that's not what happened? That's not what happened, Peter? That's not what happened? It didn't happen on 391 total yards to 298 yards. We had more passing yards. We had more rushing yards. Oh, you averaged a point. One more yard per play than we did. And that's what you're hanging your hat on. We had 27 first downs to 17 first downs. We completed third down efficiency, 7 of 15. You were 1 for 5. We were 4 for 5 on fourth down. We ran more plays. You punted more. We had 3 less penalty yards. You fumbled the ball. And then we killed you in time of possession. Find reality. Find reality, Packer fan. This is why your fan base. Look at this guy. This is why their fan base is crazy, guys. This is why Packer fans are like this, because they got this guy at the helm, leading the brigade of crybabies. Is this what you want to represent, you Packer fan?
It was so obvious all game that this is how it was. I called it in the first quarter.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I guess this is just what it's going to be.
Yeah. You're going to get your ass kicked. That's just what it's going to be, Peter. That's what it's going to be. You figured it out. There you go. The first smart thing that you said. You figured it out. The Lions are going to kick my ass again, and there's nothing I can do about it. Wow. Let's see what we got in the comments. Yeah, that's pathetic. Yeah, 7 penalties each. Yeah, you guys got screwed over by the refs. Dan Campbell has taught me that trying to explain away losses on refs and injuries is SOL talk. Green Bay doing that, what they made fun of us for decades. It's Decker reported. Woo! Oh, it's a great day to be a Lion fans. Packer fans acted like they're privileged in the league or something. They do. They do. Wait, Packer fans are saying that Lions are beneficiaries of poor calls. Oh my gosh. While I'm going through these, I might as well stick that one up. That's them. We have them. up there. There's the Packer fan. This one's for you right there. Skipper was puking up them Green Bay kneecaps after the game in the locker room. We're going to bite a kneecap off. I'd sure hate for Packers to go 0-16. They wouldn't have enough room in the mental hospitals. Oh, they wouldn't stick behind their team. They wouldn't stick behind their team. They consider 9-7 or 9-8 like a losing season. They don't know what it's like to lose. Only the old heads. Only the old Packer heads. No. And those are usually the ones that are the coolest. The ones that can actually remember what it was like to have, 3-13 seasons. Dan Skipper, go Pack, go. Packers don't pull up billboards. Decker reported, cried all offseason. Yeah, we did. But that was actually, wasn't that was more egregious than this, right? Well, I mean, what are we even talking about? What are we even talking about? Really? You're going to call us out for that? Did you think that was fair, what happened to the Lions on that? Decker reported, Lions tried to cheat and got caught. Okay, you can take that point of view. You can take that point of view. But this isn't, Lion fans taking out billboards and Lion fans getting mad. But this right here is what represents you, buddy.
Have fear of the Lions in the postseason. I hope this happens again. I really do. I hope we get to see this matchup one more time. First of all, it's really hard to beat a team 3 times in a row. But I also think the Packers in Detroit, they match up plenty well with this team. No Romeo Doubs, no Jair Alexander. To me, bigger than.
Wow. The excuses. I mean, I can't believe that this guy represents the Green Bay Packer fan base. And he's out there. And then you actually have a bunch of his cronies that are out there like justifying this speak. I can't believe that Packer fans are backing this guy up. Yeah, when people took out signs and for the Decker Reporter, and I'm on here after it all happened telling you guys that you can't put it into the hands of the referees. That the only time that I justify complaining about the referees, the best time to do it is after a win. Do it after the win. Don't do it after losses. Stop making excuses. Stop making excuses. Like, congratulate. If the Packers would have won, and Steve knows me on here, if the Packers would have won, I would have came out here and I would have congratulated you. I know what type of team my team has. I mean, the Decker thing was awful. The Decker reporting. I mean, Lions tried to cheat. I think it's funny how that goes on. And you know what? Lions fans live with that. We've lived with a lot of bad refereeing over the years. Which tells me you don't know anything about it. Go Pack, go. You know nothing about it. I mean, we've accepted so much of that stuff. We've accepted stuff where they send apology letters from the league saying, yeah, we did get that one wrong. We really did screw. And one of them was the ghost face mask call that got you the opportunity to throw that Hail Mary. So this is such a weak flex. And honestly, if you want any credibility from me, not like that means shit, but if you want credibility from me, you need to admit that there was nothing in that game. This wasn't an egregious game. There wasn't no crazy like face mask call like the Vikings have. The Vikings have a legitimate gripe. They had Sam Darnold was drugged down by his face mask, and it wasn't called. I mean, that's egregious. When you call play on the last plays of the game, you know, I mean, there was nothing egregious called at the end of that. I don't like that they called an illegal pick. So what? It was an illegal pick. It wasn't like it was a bad call. You just didn't like it. Better send him a ambulance. Yeah, and he's teaching. That's the thing, is he represents. I mean, I listen to Locked On Lions all the time. I love Matt Derry. Matt Derry is one of the most objective dudes that are out there. Matt Derry, you know, when the Decker reporting thing came out, he thought it was a bad thing, but he didn't come out here and, you know, pretend like there's some kind of league-wide conspiracy against the Lions or something like that. He acknowledged it was a bad call. You know, you might be able to go into the nuts and bolts of it and say it wasn't a bad call. That's fine. I mean, it's over and done with. You know what? We didn't cry about it and continue to cry about it. You know what we did? We lost the NFC Championship game, and then when we got another chance to play the Dallas Cowboys, let them tell you what happened. Yeah, Peter, LOL. It wasn't a pick play. Well, if it wasn't, the wide receiver screwed up and turned it into one. Your player's mistake. It doesn't matter the way that it looked out there. You can't do that. You can't you can't destroy a guy on a block while the ball's trying to get a guy open. Good morning, villains. Just saying, is the Chiefs versus Lions, the refs would be so confused. Are you, Steve? You're not going there, are you? I actually have respect for you as a Packer fan. And I've still yet to see a Packer fan come on here and say congratulations yet. You know, I'm beginning to really, you know, doubt the sincerity of any Packer fans anymore. I mean, you're going to hide behind the referees? Boy, you guys got some Packer colored goggles on there. I mean, I think that the Green Bay was holding on pretty much half of the offensive plays that they were out there, and they don't call them. They call a horrible call on Frank Ragnow. You know, going down there saying, I mean, I don't even remember what the call was. I think it was holding. You know what? You can't put it into the hands of the referees. The same thing that Xavier McKinney was crying about. Oh, we don't take too kindly teams running the score up. You know what? We run the score up because we don't want to be in close games. We run the score up because we were up 24-7 in the NFC Championship and they came back and won. So we ain't trying to hear any of that. People complain about Dan going for it on fourth. Meanwhile, the Lions controlled the clock for almost 15 minutes. Dan Campbell's the man. How many times do we get burnt by leaving time on the clock? Do you want to put Jordan Love out there against that defense? I thought the defense played phenomenal. I mean, it took Jordan Love a full half to try to get anything going before he had any confidence to even try to be in the game. And I think he only had like 40 yards passing in the first half or something like that. So we want to be in control. That's the thing, is we're so used to having coaches here in Detroit that play not to lose. We're not used to having a coach that plays to win, because people don't see the other side of the coin. I had so many people hit me up and tell me that Dan's the most idiotic guy in the world for going for it on 4th and inches on his own side of the field. He's so stupid. I'm like, you don't like that because he didn't get it. If he would have gotten it, then you're not talking about it. But you don't think of the other side of what happens if he gets that. You know, when you're up by 2 scores, when you got that advantage and you're going down and you're trying to put the game out of reach, you get that 1 yard, you're going to control the clock for at least another 2 minutes. And you're going to move down the field with an offense that they didn't really show that they could stop the Lions' offense. I mean, no team usually scores on every possession, but you know, that's the difference. You know, they made a good defensive stop, but if we would have gotten that, the advantage would have been immense. You know, you're dragging them further out in the deep water when you get stuff like that. And you know what? You're battle testing your own guys. That way, when you get into high pressure, tense situations like that in games, and they can show up at any time, you're actually battle testing yourself. During the season, you're actually building that clutch gene that I love talking about here. Hey, cheeseheads. The Lions handed you a TD with their failed 4th and 1 on their own 30, and you still lost. If you can't handle it, stop watching games and go back to watching reruns of SpongeBob and drinking your juice boxes. Richard, coming in with the smoke. I like that. Packers got 14 points handed to them by the Lions and still couldn't pull it out. Remember the Bay of Pigs, LOL? Never forget the Baltimore Ravens game. We left 40 seconds on the clock. And then he really hit a 60-yard field goal to win the game. Yep. Justin Smith had a comment that I'm not going to throw up there, but it says something like FTP. We'll use the initials FTP. You could figure that one out. Ragnow holding call, and it didn't stop the outcome. I'm just talking about bad calls. I'm talking about bad calls, Central Scrutinizer. I mean, they're talking about a call where it was an illegal hit to the head. That didn't affect the outcome. They ended up getting a first down anyway. So, what are we talking about here? I hope that we meet them again, too, at full force on both sides. What will the Packers do with a healthy D coming after them? This was it is what it is. What I mean, yeah, it is what it is. You've won 1 out of 6 contests against Dan Campbell. And if you want to count that first, none of those guys are on the team anymore, by the way. The Lions had in their 3-13-1 season, when Brad Holmes came in, the roster that we put out onto the field was undrafted free agents. We didn't have enough money to do anything. We traded Stafford. We got rid of a whole bunch of players that left dead cap. I mean, it was like $70 million in dead cap that first year. So we basically had a what do you call it, practice squad team our first year. So they did get the first victory on and on that one. But then we beat Jordan Love at the end of the season. And I remember getting that victory and saying, yeah, we beat him, though. That was our backup quarterback. Yeah, you wouldn't have done it to Aaron Rodgers. And now Jordan Love is your quarterback. So that victory is actually more significant than you would think now, right there. But I like talking about the things that made everything work. We will beat the Lions in the playoffs. Already wrote it down, so it is happening. Well, you wrote this one down too, Steve. You wrote this one down too. And I still haven't heard that congratulations yet. We beat you fair and square. We beat you fair and square. I would love to hear a Packer fan come in and have some freaking integrity and call it the way that it is. You got beat by the better team. LaFleur got outcoached. Dan Campbell played to win instead of not to lose, and that's why they won. If you took all the penalties out, called for each individual in an NFL game this season, none of them would be lopsided. They're eerily similar in call per team. We can beat the Lions. No, you can't. Sweep. Got swept. You got swept. You got swept. You have one victory in 3 years. Lions have been screwed by the ref more than any team in the league, and it isn't even close. Hey, we're used to it. We're used to it. I guess it's just weird to see somebody crying so much about it, especially on a game that wasn't even that lopsided in ref calls. It wasn't even, there wasn't anything like egregious that they're talking about the next day. You know, only Packer fans are talking about it. Jordan Love showed you that he can throw the ball deep and kill you too, so he has a chance. Bad. Nobody is talking about time of possession. That's how to milk the clock. Go Dan Campbell, go Lions. Yeah, that we play situational football. You know, we're not trying to get stats. We're trying to get into situations that we can end the game in. You know, and those fourth down calls, those are tide turning calls. Either way, they don't always go our way. You know, you can win games going away and flip momentums real quick getting those fourth downs. But you can also leave yourself with a 30-yard field and then leave it easy for them. So that works both ways. But I'd rather have a coach that plays to win instead of not to lose. Packers only screwed because of Josh Jacobs, who couldn't get the 100 yards. He couldn't get 100 yards. Nope, not on this defense. You know, I like how he talked about not having Jair Alexander. It's like, oh, wow, buddy, you were missing a player. Ooh. Oh, were you missing Jair Alexander? Were Packer fans missing Jair Alexander? Yeah, we were missing DJ Reader, Derek Barnes, Aiden Hutchinson, Josh Pascal, Levi Onwuzurike. We brought a guy in off the practice squad. The popcorn man came in and played a little bit of DN, played some meaningful snaps. You got no excuse, Packer fan. No excuse. And you're going to fall back on the refs? We beat you with our practice squad defense. Steve, we just swept y'all. You can't just say you beat us. It sounds narcissistic. Yep. The Lions won the game. We're 9-4, and the Lions are 12-1. Lions are an excellent team, but I know we can beat them. But you can't. You don't even know if you'll make it to us. I mean, the Lions don't even know. You can get beat by any team in the playoffs. Packers claim that the best team lost, and all you had to do was stop a 4th and 1, and the Lions gained 7. Well, the Packer fans lost to the better team. The Lions are the better team. They've been the better team. They've been the better team for a couple of years now. Green Bay couldn't beat them with the guys that they brought in the building three days before the game. Hey, Russell, we getting home field advantage. I love hearing the Fudge Packers cry about officiating. These are the same twits that said, deal with it, and made fun of the Lions when the refs robbed them for 50 years. You know, but we've learned as Lion fans that that's just, you know, we're not going to, I mean, just because you take out a billboard and say that Decker reported, it doesn't mean that we're crying about it. It means that you're pointing it out. You're pointing it out. You tell me where the officiating was so bad. I mean, you got calls on both sides, I think, that were missed. I don't deny that the officiating is bad, but it's bad for both sides. And for anybody to say that it was lopsided in this game is just making excuses. You got beat by the better team. The better team beat you. It's there. You know, we're looking at stats today, right? We're gonna bring it all up. But look at that. You know, Jordan Love was 12 for 20. Josh Jacobs only averaged 3.7 yards per carry. You know, Josh Jacobs has been dominating lesser teams. Christian Watson, yeah, you know, let's really break down what Christian Watson did for you guys. Christian Watson had 114 yards in receiving. One catch was a 60-yard play. You got us on it. You know, Christian Watson, that's what he is. He's a deep threat. You know, good catch. You know, you got that 160-yard play. There's 60 of the yards. And the other one was a 35-yard catch. And I don't even know if it was 35 yards, but it was a longer catch that he fumbled the ball. He turned the ball over. So he got probably 90 of those yards on two of the plays, and one he turned the ball over. Just to put that into perspective before you say we got torched by Christian Watson, just remember that one of those plays, he turned the ball over. We forced a turnover. Hey, remember this. The Bears won the division the last time that we won the Super Bowl, and we were the 6th team and won the Super Bowl. So win-loss records don't mean anything. You swept us. Congrats. See, that's where you're wrong. The win-loss records do mean something. It only doesn't mean something to somebody who doesn't have a good win-loss record. But when your team's doing something that it never done before, and then you have a bunch of Lions fans that are here embracing the moment, by the way, I don't think that Lion fans are being over the top on anything. I think that they're acting like a team or a fan of a team that's 12-1. I mean, I don't understand what like over fanning means. You know, are we 12? We're 12-1 and with an excellent chance to go in and win a Super Bowl. I'm not taking anything away from the Packers, Steve. That's the problem. That's why we're here right now talking about this, is because one of the representatives from your fan base, Peter Bukowski, whatever his name is out here spitting lies and spitting rumors, and you're a professional. Honestly, if I'm the Locked On Lions Network, I'm firing this guy. But they won't fire him because it gets clicks. He knew that a whole bunch of Lion fans were going to come in and make fun of him for being soft, for being the softest fan base. For being the softest fan base. The reason they're the softest fan base is because they talked the trash. The Lions didn't talk trash the week of. I looked all at it. I did not see the Lions talking trash. The Lions went into Lambeau Field with an attitude. They got what they needed to get done. They proved what they needed to prove. And all this week, all you heard of Tucker Kraft. Tucker Kraft going to come in. He's going to hurt Kirby Joseph. Threatening him. Threatening to hurt Xavier McKinney. I don't know who Amon-Ra St. Brown is. And you got dealt with. You lost. You lost. Move on. Move on. We're going to go through these PFF scores. Let's take a look at this. So, I always go left to right. So if you're looking at this thing, you got these different things. If you've never seen this before, then I'm going to show you how it gets broken down here. You got your position is right here. This is your total snaps. This is your pass snaps. This is your pass blocking snaps. This is your run snaps. This is your run blocking snaps. And then your total score, your pass score, your pass block score, your run, and your run block score. And that's what it's broken down for. So our top scorers right here, just straight offensive. You got Jared Goff, Tim Patrick, Kevin Zeitler, Jameson Williams, Christian Mahogany taking 3. Christian Mahogany. I like it. I like it. I love seeing draft picks get some snaps while they're out there. Albeit it's only 3 snaps. But, it's nice to see him out there and actually playing well in those 3 snaps. Graham Glasgow, Sam Laporta, Penei Sewell, David Montgomery, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Jahmyr Gibbs, even Craig Reynolds. And, really none of these guys are bad. Brock Wright, a dude is a pass blocker. He got a 50 overall, but he's out there for pass blocking and run blocking. So, and he's not in the 40s. So our worst player, 50, Frank Ragnow at 56. He was a demon in pass blocking. Allen Robinson, Shane Zylstra. These aren't even awful scores. Let's look at Green Bay. What do we got there, Green Bay wise? Jordan Love with a good game, with an 83.8. Dontavian Wicks had a good game, 39 snaps. Elgin Jenkins. Yeah, I figured that your offensive lineman would have a little bit better of a time in there, and that reflects Chris Brooks, Josh Jacobs with a good game. Ryan. You had a pretty decent game offensively for the most part. Your bad guys, Ben Sims, Jaden Reed didn't have a good game. Josh Myers didn't have a good game. And these aren't bad. Those players, I ain't going to get when you're in the 50s. PFF, I notice And, that reflects it. That reflects in the game. Let's look at some other stuff. How about receiving? And this is what I liked. And I'm going to pop over here to this other one because I love this right here. When you look at the receiving, and something had came up where I got a sideline report article that came out on the Facebook page that actually talked about this. And I thought that it stood out to me, but we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 players that had more than 5 receptions in the game. And I thought that was something that stood out to me. And evidently it was something historic that they had done where, I mean, I know they can make up a history stat on just about anything, but I thought that was really a really cool stat. And if Green Bay Packer fan, if you're looking for a reason of why you lost the game, you need to start to congratulate and give some credit where credit is due. Like the Lions, I mean, I'm not even going to discredit the Green Bay Packer defense. I thought that the Green Bay Packer defense did a good job at stopping the run. When you see that right there, David Montgomery only averaged 3.6 yards a carry and 2.9 yards a carry for Jahmyr Gibbs. I thought they did a good job at stopping the run at the line of scrimmage, but where they did make an impact is in the pass game. Both of them, 5 catches and 6 catches. And I know it's only 33 yards, but, a big catch for a touchdown. You're talking about chain moving type of things. And where the Lions need to be congratulated is their offense is unstoppable when it's like this. I mean, think about how that is in the way that looks. Because you're running the ball, you're trying to, as a defense, you're trying to figure out a way to take away the strength, right? And the Packers did that. The Packers did take away the strength, which is, the run game, 14 and 15 carries. You got 94 yards right there on 30 carries. I mean, that's not where you want to be in the run game. But when it's balanced out with this passing attack, so you force Jared Goff to go and play efficient football then, right? So they have used their resources right here, and they were successful and put us into a position where they had to distribute the ball. And when you have 6 different guys, I mean, just the spacing out on the field. I mean, they're evenly distributing the ball. You can't key in on any of those guys. I think Tim Patrick is the most underrated, most impactful get by Brad Holmes when he goes out there and adds talent. I mean, because it adds like that. It's like the unbeatable layer. The unbeatable layer. As long as Ben Johnson's there and he's calling plays because that person has to be up on the way that they're trying to stop us. Ben Johnson's looking at it. He's analyzing it. He's giving them the same look. And then he sets people up. And then when he needs the big play, he gets the big play. Like from Green Bay got set up on that last play. If you ever want a good watch, I'm going to promote a YouTube page right here. The All 22 Films. I love the way that he breaks this stuff down. And let me, I'll share this tab so you guys can see it. But all 22 films right here, he does great film breakdown, and he loves himself some Ben Johnson, and it really gets into the mind and shows how they really set Green Bay up. And it isn't on this video right here. There's an earlier video, but all 22 films, you should go over there and subscribe to those guys. I just think that he puts out really, really good content, and I learn a lot. I've learned a lot about football by watching him break down film and break down all these Lions games week to week. And it really helps me appreciate these guys that we have. This is the big reason right here why the Lions are doing so well defensively. And no matter who they have out there, they're doing that. And I don't know. I'm a huge fan of what Aaron Glenn. I could kind of see the storm coming. When you look at how this team was built, they started on the offensive side of the ball, and like a surgeon, Brad Holmes built that side of the ball. And it's almost like he wanted to finish the offense before he even started the defense. He did draft defensive players and bring in guys, but it's been mostly Band-Aids, and it was the furthest from completion. So Aaron Glenn has always, until this year, always worked from a talent deficit, especially in the cornerback room. And now there's like a plethora of good cornerbacks, and we got 10 days now, and we're getting into, a little healing. Ooh, that healing. No, not that kind of healing. Oh, where the hell? Oh, where'd my PFF go? Oh, there it is. That's what I wanted. That's what I wanted to do. All right. Back to this. Back to our PFF right here. But that's why I got on this tangent right here. This is the receiving grades right here. And Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery got the best receiving grades on the team. Tim Patrick, Jamison Williams, Sam Laporta, Amon-Ra St. Brown, all of those guys were contributors. And when they had the spacing like that and Goff get distribution like that, it's over. I mean, there's nothing that you can really do about it. They're going to be able to chunk any team that they want out there. And Green Bay is a very good defense. I'm not trying to take anything away from Green Bay. I said it to you yesterday. Steve is all salty today. Packers won't best a third place North. Yeah, I thought that was like, it's been like a turning of the tide for the last couple of years, but I see the Lions really growing into this team. The Packers are going to lose some great players over the next few years, and Lions are just getting started. So, but the Green Bay Packers have a lot of young players too, but Lions have a lot better young players that are coming into their own, that are all pro type players that were drafted. I figured it out. The Packers are the Cowboys of the NFC North. I don't know why. Yeah, they do lots of crying. The difference between us and you Packers is that we as an organization, you guys are just a cheesy little team. Yeah, Taylor Decker. Yes. We have a third of our team on IRLLOL. We can beat the Lions. Yep. You can also win Super Bowls too. Did you know that Green Bay Packers have won 4 Super Bowls? So impressive. Detroit has not allowed a 100-yard back since Carolina Ice Bowl in 2022. Let's go. Dan Campbell, now 7 of 8 on 4th down this season versus Green Bay. Don't like it? Stop them. You like that? Packers behind Detroit. As long as Dan Campbell is the coach, Dan Campbell is to primarily dominate the NFC North until he decides to retire, probably around 20 years from now. Oh, man. Campbell owns the overrated little brother LaFleur. Yeah, starting to own him. I don't even want Green Bay anymore. Too much crying. Get them out of the league. Make them and make the NFC North great again. Wait, what? Lion fans cry. We're effing 12-1. We lost. Yes, we did. It doesn't mean anything because the season isn't over yet, Lions fans. Be very aware. I know the season isn't over. I didn't think I predicted the Lions would win 12 games in 2024. I didn't think they would be at 12 wins with 4 games to go. So I love that. I don't need to be aware. We're very aware of the Packers. We're so aware of the Packers that we just decided to beat them every time that we play them. Packers most likely playing the Eagles in the first round. Good luck with that. We are fans with confidence. Carlton Davis doesn't want to cover Christian Watson ever again. He actually told Aaron Glenn he doesn't want to cover Watson ever again. He's too fast. No, he didn't say that. Carlton Davis loves covering Christian Watson because Christian Watson runs the ball like a fool. When he jumps over people, he doesn't protect the ball. And that way Carlton Davis can knock the ball out of his hand because he's not securing it. So he wants to cover. He wants to cover everybody and lock them down. And to me, I don't care. Take the yards. Take the yards. You want some yards? Ooh, Christian Watson got 111 yards versus the Lions defense. It was so awesome. Yeah, but he fumbled on one of those. Carlton was covering Watson with a cast on his hand. Yeah. Carlton Davis can't cover Watson. Carlton Davis did cover Watson and forced a fumble. Oh, man. All right. Everybody's just going after Steve here. I'm trying to go in there. Hot take. Washington Shanahan coaching tree is overrated. We're about to sweep the whole NFC North because we are angry like the Hulk. Yeah, I think the Lions are a scary team because we have not played our best game yet. It's not like it's been super great. You know what I'm saying? Let's look at depth and direction. What do we got here? That's going to take too long. We don't want to go that route. Let's not go that route. Let's go with blocking. Frank Ragnow, Glasgow, Laporta, Skipper. Check out Skipper with a good game. Next man up. Penei Sewell didn't have a good game. I think Penei Sewell, I thought he gave up a sack. No, he gave up a hit. He gave up a QB hit and 3 hurries. So not the best game for for Penei Sewell. Let's try the run block and let's see what we got there. Look at Jamison Williams. I love seeing wide receivers up on this one. Hell yeah. Christian Mahogany, the rookie. Tim Patrick showing up again. Graham Glasgow. Sam Laporta. Craig Reynolds. Come on, Craig. Oh, yeah. Love it. Love it. All right, defense. Let's look at that. Ezekiel Turner. What the hell is going on? Ezekiel Turner, he's a guy that we brought in special teams. Obviously, we need all the help we can get. 17 snaps with a 91.8. Great game. Another great game out of Jack Campbell. I think Jack Campbell might be heading to the Pro Bowl. I mean, he's just been quietly having this like awesome season. Kind of mind-blowing, really, when you think about it. Miles Adams, defensive tackle with a 76.9. Wow. Kirby Joseph. Carlton Davis with a good game. Amik Robertson with a good game. Muhammad with a good game. Man. Pat O'Connor with not a good game, but he still had 2 hurt. I don't know about that. I mean, what did he have? He had a good tackling grade and a decent pass rushing grade. See, this is why I don't like the end. It's not the end all be all. I thought I saw Pat O'Connor in the game affecting it. Brian Branch with not a good game, but according to PFF. Broderick Martin getting some playing time with a good tackling grade and a good pass rushing grade. That's good. But not good overall grades for Brian Branch, Broderick Martin, Jamal Williams, or Mitch Agude. These guys only took a couple snaps, so let's go into run defense. Jack Campbell with an 83.3. Miles Adams with an 78.7. Quan Alexander, Ezekiel Turner, Carlton Davis, Terrion Arnold. I love seeing good run defense all the way. And then the bad ones, Pat O'Connor, that's probably where he has such a low score because he probably let a couple bad run plays through. Same thing with Broderick Martin. That means you got run blocked. You got run blocked. All right, and tackling. You like to see. This is where you like to see some of these guys up, you know. Lions have good tacklers, 12 deep. Look at that. All in the green right there. Brian Branch didn't have a good tackling game according to PFF. Aleem McNeil didn't have a good tackling game according to PFF, but he got injured in the game and didn't come back. Pass rushing. Ezekiel Turner. Jonah Williams. Zadarius Smith, Nowaski, Campbell. Gotta love it. And then coverage. Kirby Joseph, Amik Robertson. You got your all of our cornerbacks seem to have played pretty well. I mean, outside of the one bomb they had to Christian Watson, it seemed like that they were pretty good. They were pretty good on that. Coverage. I wanted to see Jared Goff passing, pressure, and depth. Goff and his distribution. And I love it because he's got these in the box. He's you got 0 to this is behind the line of scrimmage. You know, these are the screen passes, more or less. 0 to 10-yard passes. And this is where Goff mostly goes. Right there, 3 for 3, 10 for 13, 5 for 5. And then that medium long, the Jamison Williams crossers, 1 for 3. Good stuff. And then he tried one outside deep ball of 20 yards plus out there. But I like showing his depth. And a lot of his stuff is short. It is short because when they goes to the short game, that just means that that they dictated that. The Green Bay Packers dictated to us that we needed to get rid of the ball fast. They weren't letting plays develop, or we were able to get guys open in space really fast. But I thought Green Bay did a good job tackling. And I wonder if that shows out on their defense. And on their defense, let's look at their tackling. Yeah, Green Bay tackled great. When you look at that, look at that. Got a couple guys in the 80s. Most of the guys all the way down to the 13th guy in the 70s. And then even these 60s guys, they tackled all the way down to Quay Walker right there. There's only 3 guys that really struggled tackling. And really, Kenny Clark really didn't struggle tackling. 50.9 isn't that bad. So kudos to, I'm not even showing you that. I'm sorry. Right there. The tackling. Look at all this green right here for Green Bay. This really showed out when I was watching the game and watching the replays. Was that Green Bay was very good at tackling. So, well, they say that they're playing football. We'll just have to take their word for it. Goff will set more records this year than any quarterback. Those middles to Amon-Ra St. Brown, Sam Laporta, and TP were very effective chain movers. Yeah, and it was the different spacing too. That's like when I love bringing this part up right there. Those just 5 or 6 catches from 6 different receivers. That's unheard of. And that's cool that they get to become part of history, in doing that, which is awesome. All right. Uh-oh. Sounds like we're about ready to get into that time. And I did get to go over all of the PFF stuff that I wanted to, which is a good thing. I like that. We can do that. So this has been the Lion Villain Report. And this is the Saturday edition. Like a PFF Saturday. We usually do this on Tuesday, at least this part. Normally, like next Saturday, we'll be doing the key matchups. That's what we usually do on Saturday. The key matchups for the Sunday game versus the Buffalo Bills. But this is the Lion Villain Report. You can join me Monday through Saturday at 10 a.m. talking Lions football. Today we were talking a little bit of Green Bay Packer tears, crying about the referees. It's the funniest shit that I've ever heard. Somebody trying to sell to a Lions fan. You want to know what I hear when I hear Green Bay's complaining about referees? Yes, that's what I heard. That's what I heard. So, Lion Villain Report broadcasting live into the Facebook page. And the ladies' man would like to thank you from the bottom of my heart, because it gives the ladies' man something special to do on Sundays as well as Thursday nights. So thank you for 60,000 from the ladies' man. And you can acknowledge the villain over on Facebook, or you can do it on YouTube as well. So have a great day. It's me, Leon Phelps. You can subscribe to the YouTube at Lions Villain Squad. We're the UDFA of sports podcasting. That's right. We grind hard every day. We're not the best podcast in the world. Hell, we're not even top 20. But we're going to crack the top 20. And you can help us by liking, sharing, and commenting on this stuff. Enjoy the conversation. Steve can handle it. Go after him. Go after him. Tell him to quit whining. Find a Packer fan on the comment thread. Tell him to quit whining. Stop talking like that. It's faith, family, then football. We don't take ourselves too seriously. I love Steve. I love Steve as a person. I don't care what team you root for. I can't help that you root for the crappy Packer team. We appreciate Lion fans, faith, family, and football. We use football to create memories and spend time with our family. We don't let football use us. Thank you for popping on today and being part of our broadcast, the live audience. Thank you to the replay audience. And I'm on with the blessing. May the Lord bless you. May the Lord keep you. May the Lord shine his face upon you until we meet again. In Jesus' name, amen. Thank you for stopping by. Peace and love. I will see you guys on Monday in the morning for the Lion Villain Report. God bless. Peace out.
Hey yo, the lies told that you never make it. Hopeless, so it seems. Eyes closed, hands open wide to embrace your dreams. Sometimes you gotta take a loss just to get the win. Like lots of sin was popping in like oxygen when boxes wet. Focus on the mental, never lose like a smooth instrumental. Better choose on the move in a pinto. Choose what I get to, never lose smooth on the move, but it's simple. Never give up and we running it, maybe. We just keep winning, we conquering daily. Envision that pay me, it's never the sway me. Indigenous, maybe we winning this crazy. Your opportunity, your opportunity, your opportunity, it's your opportunity, your opportunity, your opportunity, your opportunity, it's your opportunity, your opportunity, your opportunity, your opportunity, it's your opportunity.